Hello, welcome to the first week of DPL. My name's Andy, and I'll be your host throughout this entire event. I'm sure everyone who's watching this just knows what DPL is, and well, if you don't, just join in the Discord server below, and you'll figure out all about it. Currently, we have 3 matches that we'll look at from week 1, which are all chosen through the most favorite or popular the forums that were posted in their respective threads on Discord. And if you don't know what that is, and I'm just like waffling about something, then you can just shoot me a message there, and I'll just point to where it is. Anywho, we'll be starting off with Guatar versus Dorito Pig. 2 of these are managers of their respective teams that they host. I could not remember the teams they host off the top of my head right now, so I can just check afterwards where they're at. Anywho, we're just here for the replay analysis of these 3 matches, so let's get ahead on it. So, first turn, we'll see Watt send out their Sableye as Dorito sends out their Magnezone. Guat Mega Evolves his Sableye as he scouts with Protect to see what Dorito is doing as he throws off a Flash Cannon. Dorito switches out to Samurott as Guat sends out his Clodsire. Very nice switch by Dorito as is able to catch the Clodsire switching in on the presumably Magnezone, as it would take the Flash Cannon really respectively with its high special defense stat, but Dorito catches it, forcing pressure onto the Clodsire and potentially getting a stack up, or a spike stack up. We'll see. Yep. Yeah, we get the spike stack up. Tangrowth reveals the Rocky Helmet item, meaning it punishes physical attackers really well, and it can benefit from this rather from something like heavy duty boots or Rocky Helmet leftovers, I guess, as it does sometimes run that. It can get by with it with the use of Regenerator as it pivots in and out, gaining health throughout each turn. As you can probably see from Guat's team already, you'll probably seem to notice that this seems to be a stall structure, while Dorito seems maybe to be offensive at the moment. Team preview isn't on this website for some reason, I guess. I guess it makes sense. But anyways, let's just continue on. Dorito switches out to Magnezone as it's getting threatened by the Tangrowth, probably throwing off a possible Giga Drain onto the Samurott, which it does not want to take. And plus it really just doesn't want to be in there, as Tangrowth can just easily take it on 1v1 through its huge physical bulk and aforementioned Rocky Helmet. One thing that we see here, as I'm sure everyone else watching this sees, Tangrowth uses Reflect. Now this is pretty interesting. This is just a pretty interesting. It's not really something you see on stall. Yes, it helps with longevity and bulk on their side, but it's more typically used on offensive or hyper-offensive structures, just to help with setup for their teams. So it is an interesting tech to see on a stall team. It's not really seen that much. Guat goes out to their Clodsire again, just to counter the Magnezone. Dorito decides to stay in, just taking it easy and flash cannoning it. I cannot say that for my life. It takes 33.6%, so it'd be around a 3 KO. And Clodsire is able to recover this off while maybe threatening it with a Earthquake, and Dorito would most certainly want to switch out after this. Ooh, hold on, I didn't skip to that part yet. The special defense drop. I doubt this would be able to kill still, but it is an interesting way of going about, like, do you recover this off? Because this is, based on the damage here of 33.6%, this is most certainly doing over 50. So, do you want to risk the flash cannon again for potential, like, kill on the Clodsire? I doubt you would, based on the amount of just the amount of, like, wall breaking power that Magnezone can have, especially Specs. Anyways, we'll see here what Dorito decides to do. He does decide to flash cannon here, as, oh, okay. So we're still back to it. So it just does over 50. So it's a very interesting play by Dorito, as I mentioned before, on a possibility of just staying in and using flash cannon. But based on that damage, I'm very sure that he'll be switching out now. But Watt decides to go to a Chansey, I'm guessing to preserve his Clodsire a bit more, just helping with that special defense drop. Flash Cannon comes out again. It makes you wonder if Claude does have Earthquake, like, well, like, most times, or pretty much, yeah, most times it just would run Earthquake as, like, just a good move to get a bit of damage off, help with Steel types and Poison types to get off Toxic, you know, just a regular deal. But, you know, it's just something to think about. Dorito decides to switch in their Hippowdon as a potential, like, Stealth Rock, Roar, whatever, because this, well, Blissey is more the Pokemon which runs Calm Mind, but it's still potential, Chansey takes more, like, the supportive role, really. Blissey does the same, but there is more of a chance that it is a Calm Mind variant. Stealth Rocks go up on Guat, and goes on to Dorito's side, forcing a bit of hazard gain between the two, as I'm making the guess that he will Stealth Rock here. Like, once again, I have not watched these replays yet. Soft Bolt from Guat, yes, and Hippowdon use a Stealth Rock on them. It's just going to be a very heavy it's very hazard game, I would say. Now, it's a pretty interesting dynamic here, because Hippowdon can use Earthquake, but Chansey can also use Toxic, which would really limit on what Hippowdon could do later on. But there's not really much of a switch as we see right now between the three Pokemon. Like I said, no team preview here. So, okay, so Guat goes to Talonflame. Talonflame is in an interesting position in this meta currently, as it usually either works as a former of its once glorious self by using an offensive variant using Gale Wings, which, if you haven't known, Gale Wings used to always work no matter an HP stat, but you need to have 100% HP stat as of the current gen or time. Or B, it can use a more defensive set, which I'm fairly certain Guat would be running here. As I said, or did I say it? Well, it was a budget Moltres. I'm short to remember the last time now. Either way, it uses Flame Body, Will-O-Wisp, Defog, and really any other stuff that it may want to use, like Roost. Roost is definitely one of them. And your fourth slot can just be like Flamethrower, usually, that's what it is. Potentially U-Turn as well, maybe. Either way, Guat really wants to get the hazards off here, because, like, even though he used Stealth Rock, he still has a Stealth Rock and Spike. And based on their Pokemon's items, Sableye does not have heavy-duty boots, Clodsire does not have heavy-duty boots, Tangrowth, while using Regenerator, still does not like taking hazard damage with its Rocky Helmet, and Chansey, probably one of the biggest of them all, just being forced to use Eviolite based on its evolution line, The only reveal mon that obviously has heavy duty boots right now would be the Talonflame. So it comes in on Earthquake, immune as its flying type. We'll be seeing a defog here, that's correct. And one thing that Talonflame does do good as a defogger currently is that it is able to decently threaten Gholdengo with its stab fire type moves, meaning defogs are able to come off more easily. Now, Dorito may not have a Gholdengo in the back, but it's just a cool little fact that I just wanted to share for those who don't know. Hippowdon does get off the Toxic here, just really limiting what Talonflame can do defensively, like I said. But it's not too bad as... well, potentially. Well, no. You would want defog here. And you didn't even know Toxic was there, so it's fine. It's fine. You don't really want any other Pokemon to come in and just take that Toxic either while dealing with Hazard Chip. So yeah, that's fine. Will-O-Wisp does come out from the Talonflame onto the Hippowdon, which does limit it offensively with Earthquake. Most likely helping it out with Clodsire and Chansey later on, as Dorito does get another Stealth Rock up once again. Dorito switches out to Magnezone as Guat defogs once again. Like I said, does not want to take any Hazard Chip really with the limited HDB here. Flash Cannon comes out again. If he doesn't get another special defense drop, which he doesn't, then he would have been able to kill it. Excadrill comes out. So from what we see right now, Dorito seems to be running some kind of sand with the core of Hippowdon and Excadrill coming out. Magnezone does help out with the Corviknight and Skarmory matchup by baiting it in with Magnapult and killing it, helping Excadrill and Samurott with its offensive pressure, as these two can struggle with Corviknight and most definitely struggle with Skarmory. But Excadrill just comes in on Clodsire for free. Tangrowth comes out as we see a Swords Dance from Dorito's side as the Iron Heads. As we see the Steel Gem from Excadrill. That is a very interesting item to see. I must say. It does get the good amount of damage onto Tangrowth, and just doesn't like have any recoil that Life Orb may have, but it is a one-time use, so you do have to like kind of use it correctly. Are we gonna see the flinch from Tangrowth's side? I wonder. We do not, as Reflect comes up. So Tangrowth is just pretty free to just switch out and just go into another Pokemon, aka the Alola. It is personally, I find, one of the best ones ever. Just wish passing everything. Either way, I'm just having a bit of personal bias right now to this. I just love it so much. It is just able to come in on the Excadrill with the Reflect and just maybe throw off a potential Scald or potential Quick Turn, anything of that sort. Excadrill can continue this up if it wants, I think, but that really be like a bit of a risky play, as like I said, you can throw off potential Scald. Alola is going to face the Iron Head, does nothing as you can see, 12.8%, and Dorito does continue to set up here as Alola Flip turns, 43. Talonflame is going to come out. It is going to threaten it with either a fast Flamethrower or potential Wisp on a switch. We will see right here. Hippowdon comes out. It's a very nice play. It is a very nice play, because like it is still able to take that on. Take Flamethrower on, it can take Wisp as it is already burned, and you do have the added benefit of getting up Stealth Rocks potentially, but you do face a potential Sableye switch, so we'll see if Dorito catches that or Guat even switches into Sableye, which I think he will. Yes, he will switch into the Sableye, as Stealth Rock comes up, and it will bounce back. So he does decide to get the Stealth Rock up, but it doesn't end up in his favor. Sableye is able to just continuously wall it. Fable does come in onto the Sableye, as Wisp is. I'm pretty sure this is Magic Guard. Yeah, this is Magic Guard. It is the same team. So it does take the Wisp fairly well. You don't need to worry about potential. Well, that way from beyond the scene, actually. Well, maybe for Chansey, I don't know. But either way, just take it in the burn for another potential status that may change the game a bit. Would help. It doesn't really matter anyway because of Magic Guard. Samurott comes in on the Sableye as it comes in with Quasar, as we've seen on the first few turns. Same interaction. We do see the Tango switch once again. Will Dorito know about this? No, I mean, do you really? The question is, can you really afford chip on the Samurott with a Tangrowth? Because, like, yes, you're getting up spikes, but you have Quasar here, you have Chansey here, you have Chip down Talonflame here, which you can potentially kill with potential Aqua Jet maybe, but you do run the risk of Flame Body proc. And Sableye, because for some reason that is kind of switching up when it has Wisp. I guess you just don't want Chip on the Sableye. That makes sense. Anywho, but then you can just switch it up. Well, I don't know. Anyways, name of the game here, I think, for Samurott is: do you want to set up like potential spikes on Tango switch in currently for exchange as Rocky Helmet Chip, as like this can just very easily switch out and just gets HP back. Switches out to Clefable, as we see here. Knockoff comes out. We'll see what item it is. Likely leftovers. No, it is Life Orb. So this is a more offensive variant. Likely going to be, or well, not likely. You never know until you know. But it is very likely to be the Calm Mind variant using Life Orb. Hippowdon does come out, as we see a switch from Tangrowth into Clodsire. It is a nice switch from Dorito here. Switch out into Mega Sableye once again. Slack off, just getting back to HP. That's all fine and dandy. As Dorito will switch back into Clefable. As it foul plays, won't do much. Yeah, 8%. Magnezone comes out onto the Sableye, potentially on another switch. He does scout with the Protect. Now, what health is Quasar? Okay, so he can just come back for free again. He's gonna just scout again, see what he's gonna use. Flash Cannon, as always. Will Dorito call a potential Quasar or maybe Chansey switch later on? Chansey switch comes out. He does continue to just go for Flash Cannon. I think he just wants to get like chip damage on it. You are running out of Flash Cannon PP though. That's something you need to be aware of. As later on, because of that, you won't be able to hit Clodsire anymore because electric moves are obviously immune to it. And based on its nickname, HBF, we are led to assume that this may carry HP Fire, which still won't do anything to Clodsire. Hippowdon comes out. Aromatherapy is used from Chansey, meaning it will get rid of the status on the Talonflame, which really does help it out. So this team can afford to get status just through its Aromatherapy bit and Magic Bounce, and this team can afford to take a bit of damage using Wish, Regenerator Mons, that sort of stuff. Sableye comes out extra drill here. I'm assuming that Guat does not want to sack his Sableye at the very moment, as they will just be, as sacking it would just like make Dorito very prone to just setting up Stealth Rocks on Glatzane once again. Plus you do have a bit of a chip tank are going to go on Tangrowth, take hazards. Rapid Spin comes out on Doritos Zen. He's going to take more chip. As you can see, Tangrowth is one of the main pieces here in this battle. Is able to take on Hippowdon, is able to take on Samurott, is able to take on Excadrill. The only mons that you likely won't be able to face are Magnezone because of its special attacking prowess and the Fable, as well as we already assume it is a Calm Mind variant. Magnezone does come out onto the Tangrowth, as we see Giga Drain from Dorito. Now comes out the last slot on Doritos End. Aerodactyl is a very interesting mon. I'm led to assume that this is going to be the Mega variant on Doritos team. It can be very threatening offensively if it gets out of hand, and from the looks of it, you don't have any like unaware Pokemon that can stop from it potentially setting up. You do have 2 Wisp mons and a Flame Body mon, so it isn't the end of the world if you do get one of those off, but from what we can see right now, Sableye and Talonflame are very heavily chipped. And Tangro's chipped, but you can, like I said, 43.8. I think the main thing for Gwot right now is potentially getting a Alomola in, healing one of these 2 for the Aerodactyl, but we'll see later on. Clodsard does come out here as, we'll see next turn, Stone Edge. Okay, so Dorito was likely predicting the Talonflame switch into a potential Earthquake, but Gwot didn't seem to be phased by that. Like, he was willing to we'll let the Clodsire take a big amount of damage, or potentially even a kill, which, well, you do still have Chansey. You do still have Chansey for the Magnezone matchup, so it wouldn't be the end of the world. It would suck, but it wouldn't just end it. So, Stone Edge, very nice play by Gwot, I think. Toxic does come out in the Aerodactyl, putting it on a timer, just really nice. Samurott does come out on Doritos End, as we see the Alomola from Gwot. Very nice pivot into Alomola, I must say. Samurott, while being able to get up spikes, once again. Talonflame can just come in afterwards, defog it. And you are able to Wish and then Flip Turn straight out into any of these 2 mons, or any mon that Gwot thinks is important. 42.9. Based on that damage, I'm pretty sure it is special variant. It is a special variant. Okay. Cecil's Edge comes out again. 38 and 42. So Ono is going to take their chip here. Talonflame comes out. It is pretty free to go. Well, because we know this thing has roots in the back. I'm pretty sure we just know it has roots in the back based on the stall structure. So maybe he is just going to pivot out afterwards and just want to get the health on Talonflame. We'll see. Hippowdon comes on out, as we will see the Flamethrower. Okay, he did want to get the chip onto Samurott. Alomola comes out. We're going to see Stealth Rocks, potentially Wish and Flip Turn straight out again. But we'll see. We'll see the Flip Turn, no Wish. Regenerator is going to bring back Alomola's health. Talonflame comes out here. Does Flamethrower kill? Well, Dorito does not want to see if it does kill. Okay. Flamethrower comes out. Does threaten it with a Stone Edge, so still not able to defog. I think we'll do that. Oh no, you want to find that Magnezone afterwards. Dual Wing Beat comes out from Aerodactyl. Just really stalling out with these turns. Just Toxic, Chip, with Burn, Chip. The only mon which can recover is Paladin and Clefable. So Magnezone will be the first Pokemon to go down on Dorito's side in this whole match. Turn 47. Alomo will switch back into Talonflame's position. We finally see the Mega Evolution from Dorito. I don't know what was going on there. Why didn't Mega Evolve earlier? Dueling Beat again. Probably just gonna Wish and then Protect. Like, there's no reason not to do it. Like, yeah, Samurai comes in, but you're able to just flip turn out again afterwards. Doesn't really matter. He just talks again, okay? So he will probably go for Protect here again. Yep. And what will you decide to go into afterwards? Because not long. Definitely because of the hazard game right there. It's gonna live on 8, so just out of KO reach. But I do think later on it will like be threatened to be KO'd by hazards, if I do know my calculations right. Anyways, Earthquake comes out. Talonflame will be able to get the defog here, or not. I feel like that would have been a good moment to defog. What comes out? Dueling Beat. We'll likely see the Protect just to probably chip down the Aerodactyl, yes. Excadrill comes out again. This game does seem to be just closed out right now, because Excadrill is on 4. Aerodactyl's on 13.3, Close on 50.2. These two have status. The only possible win column I can see from this right now is that Clefable that Dorito has in the back. We still don't know any of its moves. We know what item it was carrying, likely signifying that. Of course, I'm repeating myself here, but it is the Calm Mind variant, likely. Olomola will come out here just for free onto the Excadrill. Gets a flip turn, getting back its health as just above the amount that Excadrill did onto the Olomola. Talonflame comes out as Aerodactyl comes in. So, what we see here. Okay. Talonflame does not want to be sacked. Stone Edge comes out. 35. I did not see that. And, well, okay, does seem like... Oh, scroll that again. So, based on the forfeit that we saw here, even though Dorito likely would have been Calm Mind, I don't think it would have had anything to deal with the double core of Clodsire and Chansey. Well, it can't really. Well, it's still a core for Fable, I guess. So Guat does take game 1 from Dorito, and we'll be moving on to game 2 as I try to find it here. Where is game 2? Give it up for game 2. There it is. So, switch around again, just so we know that these two sides were the same as before. So, turn on music. Do not want that. So we will see the Weavile lead from Dorito, and the Goldengo lead from Guat. Okay, so there's a bit of an interesting dynamic going on, because if I remember my calculations correctly, if this is a bulky Goldengo, does that, oh my god, does that live the knockout? And you can potentially get off and make it rain. Okay, anyways, we'll see the Gliscor switch. So, and Dorito would not likely want to take that risk. Fair enough. We're going to see a Make It Rain from Guats. Okay, so he is confident about that. It does do 57.6% to Dorito. Don't know the EV spreads on the Gliscor or Bobungos. We don't know. Toxic onto the Altaria switch. That is a very interesting play when you have good thing on the field. Like, I get that you have Earthquake and you can potentially threaten it with it, but based on that damage before, 57.6, I feel like it'd be very possible for potential massive flop. Anyways, Altaria comes out and Gliscor comes in. Natural Cure, taking use of Altaria's ability. Very interesting play by Gwat. I do like that. We don't know if this is Mega Altaria yet. Likely is. Well, it is an interesting play to utilize before you even Mega it. Gliscor comes in on the Ferrothorn, just getting on that switch and just activating Toxic Orb. Altaria comes back in afterwards. Ferrothorn gets up Stealth Rocks. Alomomola comes in as we see the Fire Spin. Okay, so it is a trapping variant of Altaria. It still will be able to flip turn out though. Yeah. We'll see Drag Pulse Switch as Alomomola takes a Shadow Ball. Okay, very easy. Oh, the Mirror Coat. Oh, big. Is this heavy duty Poots because of Shadow Ball? It probably isn't. So if you get up Hazards afterwards, and the only hazard we can see right now is Gliscor, you can really threaten that Drag Pulse afterwards. And you're able to regenerate. It's a very interesting dynamic going on there. I do like it. Arcanine comes in onto the Ferrothorn. Trivia for those who don't know. Mega Slee, aka Slee Stacks, our Roanoke Cup champion, used Arcanine Hisui in his finals run to get first place. Also another bit of trivia, which I also do love. He named his Hisui and Arcanine Hark Tua. That's the first and last time you will hear me saying that live. As we see Stealth Rock from Hisui and Arcanine, so we are going to see that Hazard chip coming into play potentially. Flip Turn comes out of Alomomola. Medicham, this will be Dorito's Mega. We're going to see the Zen Headbutt. Flinch? No. Okay, so he's able to come out. Metro Boomin, the Rillaboom comes out. Thrown in with a potential flat Grassy Glide. Does switch out into Gliscor onto the Ferrothorn. We'll see how this goes. Gliscor comes in, making a Gliscor mirror matchup. Defog comes out, getting off the hazards on their side of the field. Also Doritos. Altaria comes in, just taking use of that natural cure once again as Gliscor toxics it. It's just really nice. Alomomola comes out again for free onto the, okay, toxic, so it's not that free, but it will get off more HP. Rillaboom friends up with a Woodhammer. You do have Ferrothorn in the back though. He will scout with Protect. So U-turn. So this has already been confirmed to be Choice Band based on the damage before, I assume. So, oh my god. So, very nice play by Dorito by scouting that. Flip turn, probably the most obvious play, but you know, still good. Weavile will come out onto the Altaria as a Alomomola switches back out. Triple Axle, is this Rocky? No, it is not. Based on Mirror Code Flip Turn, this is very possible to be Assault Vest, the Assault Vest variant, which I think is very cool. Arcanine Hisui comes in for free onto the Ferrothorn. Likely, very big. So Dorito probably tried to do something with Arcanine trying to set up Stealth Rock. We don't know what he would have done, but would it be worth the risk though? Would it be worth the risk? That's what I'm thinking right now. I really doubt it. It's like, yeah, he is able to just probably Stealth Rock afterwards. Like, he didn't do it there, but he had the chance to. But what would you have done afterward? A potential Gyro Ball, Leech Seed? It really doesn't seem to come off of as that rewarding, to be honest. Either way, Ferrothorn is down. Going to be very huge for the Rillaboom and Gliscor, I feel. Potentially Goldingo if it's not the Focus Blast variant. Snapnappa does knock out the Arcanine Hisui afterwards. I feel like a Goldingo switch would have been good. Oh well. It is what it is. Grassy Glide. Able to threaten the Gliscor once again. Protect comes out. How much damage did it do beforehand? 48.6, so still in range. Yeah. Watt just takes it out. As you can see, the Ferrothorn sack was not really beneficial when considering the Rillaboom. Rillaboom does take its second kill with Weavile. Will we see a third kill? No, 3-3 because Alola is just that bulky. You love to see it. Alola comes out again. As we see, flip turn into Medicham. I guess it is. Okay, so Dorito does forfeit afterwards. Not really much of a way to win here, because as soon as Guat gets in that Rillaboom again, Choice Band Rillaboom, not much would be able to stop it, because Alola is chipped down, wouldn't really be able to like want to take another Grassy Glide afterwards. Dragapult insanely chipped from the Mirror Coat, just barely hanging on, seeing the light of God from 2.8%. And Medicham, well, it just got wished up, but it gets hard-walled like a thing, I'm gonna be completely honest. It just does. Anyways, 2-0 for Watts, giving this the win to... what team was he on again? He was on Team Treecapitators. Okay, so very nice game. We'll be moving on to game 2 now. Let's see. Second game. If I can find it. Should be. There we go. Now, Arceus versus Sleestacks. That, as I said, Sleestacks was the Roanoke Cup champion, and Arceus is a very strong battler, very strong. We have seen him many times on the server, just dominating whenever he goes to anything, I guess you can say. Either way, just really good players at the first round, or first week of the tournament. I even said myself before this that this would likely be the most fan-favorited match, or just most highly anticipated match between the other competitive players in the server. So we will start off with game 1 for them. And I forgot to turn on music again. Very nice. So Sleestacks leads with the Charizard, and Arceus will lead off with Rillaboom. So very nice lead for Sleestacks at the very moment. Arceus will send out their own Charizard, as Sleestacks will make it evolve theirs into Charizard Y. Flamethrower will be dealing with just over half to the other Charizard. Now obviously, Charizard Y would not want to stay on this field unless you can't really switch into anything else on Arceus' side, or nothing else really wants to be sacked, because this will just get killed. But if this is a potential Charizard X variant, then it will be able to live and deal really good damage to the Charizard Y on Sleep side. We'll see. It is the Charizard X, as we see here. Roost comes out. And the Flamethrower, we will see, doing 27%. Now, although you did Mega and you are able to get a 0.25 resistance to the fire type moves that Charizard does throw out very regularly and loves to use because it's just that strong, you still are weak to a potential Scorching Sands that the Charizard Y may carry. So Charizard, I assume, wins the speed tie here again, using Dragon Claw 73%. As we see, Scorching Sands probably will kill. No, it will do 72%, just 5% outside of Charizard being killed. Very nice. Very nice for Arceus here. He will switch out into Lucha. Okay. Nice. Scorching Sands here again. Yep. Just nice pivoting from Arceus here. Acrobats will take out the huge threat that is Charizard Y. It did do a very significant amount of damage to Charizard X, but to be honest, based on this team structure right now, I think this is very well maneuvered from Arceus' side. Dragapult comes out. Acrobatics will just do over half. As we see Wisp from the Pult, indicating that this is the Hex Wisp set. We're going to see the Encore from the Hawlucha, forcing it to Wisp again and again and again until it switches out, or Encore wins out. Likely the former. Rillaboom comes out. Tyranitar comes out as well. Very nice switch from Arceus. Throw off potential Wind Hammer, U-turn, whatever. Likely U-turn. We will see the U-turn going out to Rillaboom instead. Again, doing just over half. Ninetales comes out instead. Potentially another Tyranitar switch? Yes. Ninetales will set up Snow again. It's carrying Snow Escape. That's a very interesting move, I must say. Because it usually just carries Aurora Veil, Freeze Dry Blizzard, Encore, and I guess a fourth move. Like, it does typically run Moonblast here in this slot, but Snow Escape. There is a large amount of weather setters though in this meta. Like, we have Pelipper for rain, we have Charizard Y for sun, we have Tyranitar and Hippowdon for sand. So, and those mons are usually like U's and OU, and you do see a hefty amount of them. So, there's a very interesting tech that Arceus came up with there. I really do like that. We'll see the Aurora Veil now from Arceus. Knockoff, likely, yes. We'll see switch into Hatterene. We're going to see the 1.5 defense boost using Grassy Seeds, so we have two Grassy Seeds mons. Very nice switch, I think, from Slee's side. We're going to see the Sword Stance.
Hey, pro painters. With Bear, you're getting paint stains and primers at everyday low prices. Plus, same day or next day job site delivery. That's how pros do more only at the Home Depot.
Visit homedepot.ca/bearpro and save today. Delivery fees may apply, subject to terms and conditions.
Oh, wait. Okay, it's looped again. Perfect. Alright. Back to our regularly scheduled program. So, Mystical Fire from Hatterene, doing a very significant amount of damage to Excadrill. And Air Balloon popped. Don't think it's going to be that Air Balloon pop is... No, it's not going to be bad. You don't see any ground types here. Sorry. We'll see the Hawlucha comes in onto the Excadrill on Earthquake. Very interesting. I honestly thought wholeheartedly that he would Ironhead the Hatterene, but okay. Goldingo comes out. As we see Hatterene. Oh, Arceus' pivoting is really good here. Really, really good. Make it rain onto the Dragapult, knocking it out. So far, Arceus currently has the advantage here. Rillaboom comes out onto the Goldengo. And it will boost another Grassy Seed. So you have 3 Grassy Seed users in Hatterene, Goldengo, and Hawlucha. It's very interesting to see that. And under Roarvale, it is just free to just set up knockoff, doing 28%. If this is banded, that is just depressing damage. Shadow Ball knocks out the Rillaboom. Roarvale is reared off. Tyranitar comes in again. Potential Focus Blast? No, not likely. Ninetales comes in. As Hatterene comes in again. You're just free to set up a Roarvale here again. As he Healing Wishes the Hatterene into Excadrill? Yes. So, free to just throw off a potential Iron Head here. Rapid Spin. Just gonna get some extra speed for potential, for just other matchups on team currently. Trying to make do. Rock Slide comes out. So, this is not Iron Head then. Okay, afterwards, just free to go out to Goldengo. Well, not really, because Tyrant is out there. Rillaboom! Okay, never mind. That is the better play. Didn't think of that for a minute. Grassy Glide comes out, does significant damage to the Tyranitar. Tyranitar does unfortunately miss Stunage, but it doesn't really matter because of Roarvale. The U-turn comes out, just barely kills the Tyranitar. Goes out into Hawlucha. Stone Edge comes out here again, and Hawlucha barely survives. Now, while I do want to pay homage to Sleeve's unfortunate match here, I do want to pay homage as well to Arceus's unfortunate loss of the 6-0. That would have been an amazing match to see Game 1. Just the first match against the most highly anticipated game, just a 6-0. Anyways, Ninetales comes in onto the Excadrill again, likely gonna encore here as previously. Yes, and you are free to go into the Goldengo. Okay, makes sense. Rock Slide comes out. Rock Slide again. It'd be very funny if this just flinches all the time. Shadow Ball comes out. Just need one more to just finish it off. I guess I can just go skip to that. Yeah, it does not flinch in the second time. And Shadow Ball does kill off the Excadrill. So, game 1 finished. Very, very strong game from Arceus. What will we see from game 2? Stacks brings Goldengo first turn here as we see Samurott from Arceus' end. It's a very nice lead from Arceus, bringing out the Goldengo. Cecil's Edge comes out. No Rocky Helmet from the Mola. So we see Narcissus Edge just getting up spikes here. Flip turn onto Samurott, just getting back regenerated, bringing in on for safe. Lopunny comes out as Lee says it's Swag Punny. I don't get it. Oh well. Lopunny will do return here, doing very nice damage to Slowking. He does not want to stay in afterwards. Gliscor will come out here. Return again. This is likely Fizdef Gliscor from the looks of it. Zapdos does come out. So this is just a pretty standard build from what I see. Like a very standard Lopunny build from Sleeve Stacks. As I see. So Hidden Power Ice, 99%. Yeah, super effective. Just barely lives on. Okay. Special defense thing. I do not know the calc on. I can just check it later. Garchomp comes out onto the Slowking. Slowking pivots out. As we see the Altaria switch from Arceus. Goldengo comes out onto Sleeve's end. Just need a Mega Evolution. Return, we'll just do 22%. And Earthquake, I don't think we'll go for range. Yeah. Arceus goes back into the Samurott. Samurott, they're both Choice Scarf, so it doesn't really matter that much. So just see this forward, switch again into a Mola. Okay. U-turn comes out from Whisper again as Arceus goes out into Samurott. Wish comes out. They're just making generally good plays here. Encore onto the Samurott, even with the short scarf. Very, very interesting. Not something we see very often. Slowking comes out again. Just forcing out a switch here. Sorry. Chilly Reception comes out again. He just knows that Garchomp or anything else that's going to threaten it is going to come out. Altaria comes back in again. Zapdos comes in. You're going to see the Dragon Dance from Altaria. Return. No, okay, there it is. Static. I was about to say it's all a game of paralyzing the Altaria here now. Goldengo comes out onto the Altaria, sorry. Okay, Make It Rain from Goldengo, gonna do 35%. Slowking is just free to just switch out here again. It doesn't really feel threatened by that after that special attack drop. Oh, I also forgot. Tyrannosif mentioned. Gliscor comes out onto the Tyranitar. As we see U-turn on his critical hit, 43%, so just half of what his current health was. Magnezone comes out onto your knockoff. Ooh, 95.4%. Huge damage onto that Magnezone. Just does not like that. As Choice Specs, what will we see from Magnezone? The Flash Cannon. He would have really liked it if that was still Choice Specs. Earthquake does take out the Magnezone here. I didn't notice this earlier, but Garchomp is also Life Orb. Alomola comes back out into the Samurott. Cecil's Edge. Just getting the spikes up still. You've got 3 layers of spikes now. Slowking comes out onto the Alomola as a flip turns out. Slee's main goal here is just getting everyone healthy again for a later purpose. As, like, taking a look at it, 38.8, 25.5, 83.4, 40.2, yeah, it really wants, Slee really wants their Pokemon to get back to that healthy state again so they can stand a chance at Arceus' team. Flip turn comes out again. We still don't know what Arceus is loading as their 6th one yet. Goldengo comes out. Return. Around 22.2. Yep. Samurott comes out onto the Goldengo. Make It Rain. Not gonna do much. Well, this still does a considerable amount, but still threatens that. But he does flip turn out, knowing that Slee is going to switch out their Goldengo. Altaria does come out here. Would have really wished to see that natural cure, like Guad did on Arceus' side. Would have been nice. Alomola switches out into the Zapdos. Earthquake, very nice play. Very, very nice play by Slee. I see Hidden Power, how much damage? 29, oh my god. Taria's a bulky man, oh my. A bulky woman, sorry, I did not see that female gender of them. Roost on Altaria here. Hidden Power, just wanting to stay healthy against it. It's also a matter of, does Altaria get paralyzed? Later on, Arceus will definitely not have enough PP to solve us up, but I'm guessing he just wants his Altaria to be healthy to take it on, or take on something else. Yeah, take on something else, I think it's more likely. Switches out Slowking, Zapdos will switch out with Volt Switch. Alomola comes in as Slowking Future Sights. Is that the first Future Sight? Yes. First Future Sight. So now he forces an Altaria. Does not want the Tyranitar to come in, really. The only good switch here would be, well, I guess Zapdos still works. Paralyzed does hurt a bit, 46%, but the Wish does come into play here. So good for Slee. In power comes out. Volt switch, likely. Yep. We'll see it switch into the Goldengo now. Changing it up a bit. Chilly reception from Arceus' side, very nice. As we see Samurott switch. Alomola comes back in. As we see Cease's Edge miss. Altaria comes back in. Now, based on the chip that's going on here, even with 3 laser spikes, Arceus is still taking considerable amount more than Slee because of the wish passing that's going on. Because how much wish we got 9, so it's not even half yet. In power, we will see the knockout onto the Gliscor. Let's see what he brings in afterwards. Probably 6 mile? No, Slowking, okay. Oh, Mola comes back out. As we see the chilly reception. Altaria comes back out once again. Garchomp just lives on 1. As we see the Roost. Now Garchomp can get some Stealth Rocks up here. Very nice. And Altaria is paralyzed again, meaning you can throw off a potential Earthquake. Yes, 51%. Knocked out because of Life Orb damage. Arceus likely wants to Roost. Yes. So we'll see the 1% again from the Goldengo. Slee is carefully calculating this. Now you do want to recover here if you want to keep the Goldengo. Okay, so he's planning not to keep the Goldengo. Chilly Reception comes out. Goldengo is revealed as Arceus' last Pokemon. Okay. Thunder Wave. Ooh, this is the Hex variant. Flip turn. Boom Pop. Not gonna be that big of a deal. Actually helps a bit because of Tyranitar's knockoff. Lopunny friends it with a Scrappy Close Combat. But Slowking does come in for it. Slee just does not want to take a potential risk in protecting with Return, which makes total sense. Sludge Bomb is revealed as Arceus' 3rd move. Yes. Sandstream comes out with a Tyranitar. Potentially Pursuit Trapping? Yes. We do see the Pursuit Trap on Slee's side. So Lopunny and Zapdos actually seem to be more threatening now. Goldengo will make it rain here. Does kill the Tyranitar, obviously, because of its heavy chip. I'm yawning so much. Don't mind that. Lopunny comes out onto the Altaria. Will we see it return or close combat? We will see it close combat onto Arceus' side. Return once again because Lopunny is just faster. You do know now that he's swinging Samurott is Scarf. So you do want to keep that safe. But you probably will flip turn. Yes. Arceus does call that, right? As we see the Goldengo switch. Goldengo is... even then, though. Even then. Lopunny just does seem to win this. Always. Oh, never mind. I forgot of Hazard Chip. Oopsies. Zapdos comes in again. We see the Volt switch into Alomola. Hex comes out again. Critical hit, knocking out the Alomola. Now this is a 2-on-1, but Zapdos can still pull this off if done correctly. Recover. Volt switch again. 32. Recover. Arceus just wants to keep that Goldingo just alive. How much PP do we have? 6 right now. Recover. You are free to start signing up if you want. If you do have stuff, actually. Zapdos has not used a single boost yet, so this does seem very possible, actually. Yeah, this is actually in Slee's favor right now. Like, as long as he keeps it healthy enough for that Samurott, he will be able to get a critical hit onto the Goldingo. Oh, this is big. Oh, this is big. This is actually big. Samurott comes out. We will see if this KOs. No, just on 17%. My God. We'll be going to a game 3 and enough with another critical hit, just for show. Very, very close game from Slee Stacks and Arceus then, both of them. Very well played. Now, we will be moving on to game 3 in the set. The music. Okay. So same leads we saw in game 1. Rillaboom and the Charizard. We'll see how this goes. Charizard does come out here and Mega Evolve. Full Flamethrower, killing off the Rillaboom. Ooh. I don't know what Arceus is expecting here. Gonna send out the Charizard once again. Based on this team structure, this does seem to be the same team that Arceus brought beforehand, actually. Dragon Dance. Now this will KO Charizard, but not if Tyranitar comes in here. You see Dragon Claw. It's, well, I mean, it's still 2 KO, but you do have Sand up, which is, ooh, but because of the grassy terrain, it won't die. Flare Blitz comes out. Just taking a bit of chip here. Extra Drill comes out. I think that's what he was expecting beforehand. Ninetales comes out here. Earthquake. Charizard likely coming out here. Roarville comes out. No, never mind. Still works. Rock Slide. Hatterene comes out into play, utilizing its Grassy Seed as Sling goes back into Charizard Y, setting up Sun again. Flamethrower comes out, does 40. Calm Mind up. Okay, let's see how this goes here. Flamethrower, 28. See Psyshock, okay. So, see Charizard is chipped right now. Hatterene. So Hatterene mirror matchup right now. Critical hit. Still doesn't do too much. Eject button comes out as Extra Drill comes in. Earthquake thrown off. 14%. Sun is going to knock out the Extra Drill. Very nice. On Arceus' end. Charizard comes out once again, threatening the KO onto Hatterene finally. Arceus does stay in here, as nothing really wants to come in and take that. Ninetales comes out into it again, switches out in Charizard X into Hatterene. Okay. Dragapult comes out. Roost for free here. Okay. Ninetales comes out here again. Let's go Whist. Okay, very nice play by Slee, catching the switch. As we see Hex, just not able to KO it as he goes for Freeze Dry. Also not able to take out the KO. Hex sacks the Ninetales. Okay. Goldingo comes out into Dragapult. Hex will not KO, but still will do half of Goldingo's health. He does want to keep the Charizard healthy here, or likely Charizard recharge Charizard matchup. Let's see the Roost come out. Shadow Ball 46. Charizard comes out here again. Roost, okay. We'll see a Dragonite from Arceus' side as Scorching Stance comes out. Ooh, that will take it out. I'm pretty sure that was a roll in Slee's favor there. Lucha will come out here, and that just seems to be games. Yeah. Unfortunate roll from the looks of it. But, you know, that's Pokemon. That sometimes happens. Just gotta live with it, I guess. Anyways, very nice games from both players. First game turned out to be a 5-0. That was, I feel, supposed to be a 6-0. Second game, very close game with Zapdos on Slee's side. And third game, just a bit of just luck happened there, but you know, not much to add in this game really, because they pretty like Arceus used the same team, and Slee also did use the same team from the looks of it. Okay, interesting. Now, what game is next after that? So we had Dorito, Guat, Arceus, Den versus that. No. That's just the first thing up there. Okay, there it is. Mumoth versus Jealousy. Okay, let's find that now. Should be one of the first games I ever played, right? Yes. Okay. So, these two are managers of their own teams as well. I can tell you for certain now that Jealousy is the manager for the Ent Islanders, and Mumoth is the manager for the Red Stoners. So we'll see how this manager v manager game will turn out again. Let's see. So Scizor League into Sableye. Into the Hatterene, as we see Sableye Mega. Will-O-Wisp straight into this. Magic Bounce back into the Sableye. Nice switch by Jeb. As we see Scizor come out again. Chansey. Okay, so very nice pivoting from Jeb in the first few turns. Talonflame comes out. This does seem to be the same team that Watt used that Mumoth is using right now. Interesting. They are a bit of a duo, I guess you could say. There's no rules which prohibit just using the same teams as well. The only rule for quote-unquote ghosting is just not helping anyone during a match. Like, you can help them before by giving out a team, or just giving them like, hey, I think they're gonna like do this, so here's what I recommend, type thing. As long as they don't be Mazar and just they just load up a bot which just knows what team you're gonna use. Oh my god, I remember that. Anyways, back to it. Samurott comes out onto Jepsty's end as Mumoth Wisp onto the Samurott. Tangrowth, okay. Knockoff, gonna be knocked off the Rocky Helmet, yes. Still gonna take some chip, but at least you don't have to worry about that for physical attackers. Zapdos comes out, knockoff, gonna take off the heavy duty boots, okay. Hatterene comes out onto the Chansey switch, okay. Check this out, why did we taking that? So it goes out into the Samurott. Olma comes back out. Well, comes in, I guess I should say. You never see it yet. Samurai does get the spike up as Zapdos switches in. Flip turn comes out onto Moonmoss and will get the paralysis on the Alola. Chansey comes out into the Zapdos, just taking it comfortably, really. Scizor comes out as the Chansey Seismic Toss. Now, Scizor can run pure offense or a bulkier set. Even with Sword Stance, you don't know what variant it is. Flamethrower comes out onto the Samurott. Tangrowth comes out onto the Samurott again. Flip Turn comes out. Okay, very nice play. As we see the Oh, okay. John Stamos. I do not know who that is, but nice reference, I guess. Substitute comes out. Okay, this can be huge. Belly Drum. Oh, is this Belly Drum still locked? Yes. Okay. Now Jeff doesn't seem to be going somewhere from here. Hopefully this kills. Yes, it does. I don't know why I'm saying that. I'm supposed to be a fan of stall, but oh well. Clodsire comes out. Earthquake. I think will still kill it. No. Okay. Thunderware is just that good, I guess. The 1% from Jevisty's end. Oh my god. Okay. That is a very, very huge and crucial point to live on. Drain Punch, 50%. Still gonna be hanging on for dear life. Tangrowth comes out. Now your Clodsire and Talonflame are extremely chipped, which is good for Jevisty here. It's good. Like even with Mola, there's some other problems with it. Reflect comes out. He does get a good utilization of Reflect though. I will say that. Moomoff is using really, really good usage of their moves and switching capabilities against this, while burned, very threatening Kamalo. Drain Punch will continue to take down the Alola slowly. Second paralysis there. If he gets a third paralysis, then we will likely see another KO coming into play. Critical hit. No, never mind. Alola will be the Pokemon that'll be taken down. Okay. I don't think there's anything to take it out. No. There's nothing you can really use to take it out now. Like, yeah, you can get a Reflect again onto Tango side, but Talonflame ship, Clodsire ship. Chansey can't take a Drain Punch for his life. So, yeah. But, like, Earthquake also comes out here again. Like, even if they Moomoff predicts, like, a god here, I'm sure there's gonna be one moment where they slip up and they're just gonna have a good time. And even then, even if they take out the Komodo, it's still not gonna be good, because you got Scizor in the back. You got Hattery in the back. These two are able to put prime LeBron numbers against this structure right here, right now. Tangrowth does come back out again. Drain Punch continues to slaughter this Tangrowth. And Moomoff just accepts his fate and forfeits, making this 6-0. Very interesting, very interesting. Okay, second game. Okay. Lead Dragapult from Jevisty's end. Absolutely heinous name. I hate him for that. And Moomoff with the better name on their Altaria. U-turn comes out. Just does not want to take any Fairy type moves from Altaria. But he does go into Tyranitar here. Okay. Hyper Voice. Okay. That'd be a very risky play if you ran like anything physical though. Hyper Voice comes out from it again. Stone Edge. Altari just being just very bulky. I don't know why it's that bulky, but oh well. Corviknight, okay, so this is just a complete wall onto for her. Goldingo comes out here again. U-turn comes out. Okay, very nice play by Jeb. Goes into his Dragapult. Shadow Ball. Ooh, it's a Scarf. Okay. Took Jeb's seat by surprise and took out his Dragapult. But this does lead to Pursuit Trapping with Tyranitar. Does it get? I think it should. Nope. You can ban this thing, man. Ban this thing from just existence in general. Because, like, why should it live that? Anyways, Corviknight comes back in. Hyper Voice. Doing 21. Just being able to take it on. I think you're just able to U-turn out here again. Yep. Scizor comes out here. Full Punch. Oh, takes that lovingly. Corviknight comes out here again. Skulls onto the Corviknight. No burn. This is a patient game currently. As we see a bit of bulk from both sides. Just trying to get the upper hand on one another. Moomuff switches into Gliscor. We do see the reveal of Rocky Helmet from Corviknight. Moomuff goes for high horsepower. Now, we don't see team preview here, but that leads me to suspect that Rillaboom maybe, likely, perhaps. That's what I'm thinking. And it does seem possible. Anyways, Medicham comes in. Great Thighs. We're gonna see Ice Punch, gonna likely just knock it out. Yeah. Medicham just being an absolutely sick wall breaker. I love it to death. Tyranitar comes back into the Goldingo. Make it rain. Ooh, very nice play by Moomuff. Just catching that Tyranitar off guard with that. Volcarona coming in. CTC the Volcarona. Should have named it after Jargonaut going ahead onto your team, Jeb. Roost. As we see the U-turn. Volcarona comes out again. Something going on here with it. He's going to Quiver Dance up, as we know this is a special attacking variant. This is going to be a trapping Altaria, as we saw before in Guadar's match. I don't know how you pronounce that name. After all this time, I still don't know. Parasong comes into play. Okay, that's something we never seen in the previous game. So this is a Parastrap Altaria. So Jeb's Volcarona is just dead. It's dead. Can't do much with it. Fiery Dance. Just gonna take it very, very comfortably. Roost it off like it's nothing. Bears next turn. Fire Spin still active. Just free to switch out into does he Giga Drain? Yes, he does. Very nice play by Jeb. Just getting that last bit of damage that he potentially can. U-turn knocks out the Alomomola. Okay. Corviknight comes out into play right here. See the Arcanine come out. Flare Blitz will not knock it out, actually. Just take it on very comfortably. Roosting here. I don't know what you're expecting. Oh well. Either way, Corv just gets knocked out now. Rocky Helmet. I guess he just did want the Rocky Helmet shit, but like, I mean, you're still getting more damage afterwards, even without roosting. Okay, just moving on from that. No Grassy Glide from Rillaboom. We'll knock it out with the Medicham. Medicham switches out for Scizor against the Goldingo. Ooh. Special defense shot. That is sad. Critical hit though. Oh, hold on. We may see something going on here. It's a pretty close game, I must say. Pretty close game. Just living on an 8. Yikes. Same speeds here. Nope, never mind. I thought this was 900. Oh well. Psycho Cut will just knock out the Arcanine. Now, Altaria I think just does win here. Yeah, unless Freeze? No. Okay, High Voice will kill this off then. So still, pretty close game, I must say. Still a close game. If we saw the Ice Punch Freeze, that would have been sick. But, oh well. Just move on to game 3, I guess. Wow. I don't know if this is the same game that we played beforehand. Probably. Yes, okay. This is game 3. Okay. We'll see Moomoff lead off, or Jeb lead off with a low punny named Wee Party as Moomoff starts off with a Mega Sableye named No Thank You with a Magic Bounce. Very nice joke. Talonflame, so we are just going to see that stall team that Moomoff ranked beforehand. Close combat. There will be a burn onto the low bunny. Very sad. Tangrowth comes out afterwards. Oh, okay. Interesting tech. Knockoff comes off, knocks off the leftovers that Ferrothorn has. Stealth Rock will just bounce Stealth Rock back onto Jebasti's side. Volcarona comes out. As the Scout with Protect on Moomoff's side. Claws are just walling Volcarona forevermore. Ferrothorn comes back out. Sets up spikes. Okay, so Hazard Game is going to be really big on Moomoff right here. That's a knockoff with Switch by Moomoff as it goes Sableye on knockoff. Alomola comes out. A Will-O-Wisp comes out onto that Alomola. Not really going to be that big of a difference, I think. Wish. Stealth Rocks. Okay, I don't know what he was trying to go for there, but oh well. Probably just a misclick or something. Clodsire. Wish. Tangrowth comes back out again. See the flip turn. As it gets shit by Rocky Helmet. Wolfenning will come out. Just get that Wish. Para Punch comes into play. Rocky Helmet chip though, it's something that I'd be weary of. Reflect comes into play as well. Ferrothorn switches in to the Tangrowth. As a Giga Drain, it's taking comfortably 8% even with critical hit. Expected. Fifth Pokemon is going to be the Goldingo on Jebasti's side. Hidden Power. Ooh, the Hidden Power Fire. Okay, very nice scout by Jeb, I guess. Well, I mean, there's nothing else you can really scout with, so fair enough. So, Mola is going to come out here. Seismic Toss. Just not gonna really care about that. Get that foot turn. Rock Moment, chip. Volcarona. right here, because I do want to bring this up for those just that aren't that in tune with competitive play. What Jeb is trying to accomplish right now, or at least I hope he's trying to accomplish this, is just trying to find a way to break open Mumaf's team with as little switches as possible, or as minimal switches as possible, I guess is a better way of describing it, because obviously you have Spikes and Stealth Rock on Jebsty's side of the field right now. The Mons which don't really like this would be the Lopunny, Ferrothorn, and Goldengo. Volcarona especially does not like this if it gets knocked off at any time. And Alomola, it still does not like it, I guess. Even with Generator and Wish, it just does not want to take it. Not as much, like it can take it more than others, as we can like see right here. Oh, never mind, it's heavy duty boots. I'm blind. Wish, recover. It's gonna be I think it's gonna be a decently drawn out game, I'm pretty sure. This will be a third layer of spikes, so Jebsy is more inclined to just make more offensive plays. Sod comes out, Rocky Helmet. Volcarona comes out. Just trying to play like something, just trying to play what's in front of him as best as he can. You do also have to keep in mind that recovery is limited on Mumaf's side, especially for something like Clodsire. It's like while it's still at 7 recovers, that can potentially go by like decently quickly. Oh, Lomo is going to get that Toxic onto the Tangrowth. That is actually going to be pretty good, but it is going to get knocked off. Okay. Your coat, they're trying to hope for the Giga Drain there. Reflect. Flip turn comes out. You can see the Volcarona come into play onto the Tangrowth, running it once again. Ferrothorn comes out and switch on to potentially either Clodsire or Chansey. We'll see Clodsire come out. Sableye. Stealth Rock comes out. We'll just get bounced back again, but since hazards are already in play, it doesn't really do anything. Knock off. Trying to get something off, but doesn't really proceed with anything. Knock off once again. I think you should try and like let this go away, also providing pressure to knock off, because nothing really wants to take knock off here. Nothing at all wants to take knock off. So Ferrothorn will just die due to burn. Lopunny is gonna come back in. It's not gonna be as threatening because of burn, but still able to get a respectable amount of stuff, a respectable amount of damage potentially onto the Sableye. But Tangrowth once again just says no, that's not gonna happen. Facade, critical hit. Oh, Giga Drain. Is this gonna live? No, it's not. Okay. Now, this would have been really good for Lopunny. Oh, but you do have Guard Job in the back. Okay. As long as you don't get burned, you'll be fine. Toxic comes out onto Mumaf's end. Wish. Flip turn. Comes out. As Clodsire is going to make a switch into it. Now, because of Alomola's heavy duty boots getting knocked off, you can see how much faster it's progressively getting more chips. Like, it's now down to 26%. And if Jed just continues to use little mole over and over and over and over and over again without really calculating it, which I'm assuming he's not doing, really. I think he's just playing around it as best as he can. I think he's doing like well with it. But if you don't switch in a little more sparingly in this situation, you're just gonna end up with a faster like loss. Because you're not going to be able to get those wishes off onto your Pokemon anymore. And the only Pokemon which are only able to recover, or Pokemon which is able to recover, is that Gholdengo. I'm not counting Volcarona because A, it's just Giga Drain, as we know of right now. Or wait, did you Giga Drain? Well, previously it was Giga Drain, so I'm assuming it still has it. It's still in Assumption though. So anyways, it only has Giga Drain from what we know, and B, you have Clodsire and Chansey in the back. You're not going to be getting much health from them. So, Gholdengo comes out to play. Just going to take a very, very big matchup, but it does get the wish off and prevent Toxic from going off. Okay, so good switch. Mola will come out here again. I see the Chansey come out to play here. You do see how Mola is struggling to keep up a bit. Now I think this is where Jeb is gonna like slow down a bit and just succumb to hazards. Cause like there's not much to be done here. I'm gonna be honest. Like, oh, it does knock out the Talonflame though. Okay. Like I said, the main way of winning here is preserving Garchomp. And your main threats against it are Sableye and that Alolan. Sableye's at 100, yeah. If they're both at 100, yeah, this does not look good for Jeb here. Alolan will be succumbing to the burn and the hazards. Garchomp will be coming out the second time. This is really his only chance to get it done. Swords Dance. You see Scale Shot missing. Oh, sucks to see. That sucks to see. Yeah, it's pretty much good's over now. Gholdengo and Volcarona can't break through the core of Chansey and Clodsire. They just can't. Yeah, that. Oh well. Yeah. He's trying to go for the KO with the Scale Shot. Potential 5 Scale Shot. I'm thinking it was low dice because of that play. Clodsire. Fiery Dance. Just getting that wish. Able to throw off a Toxic here, and Gholdengo will just either die. Well, it will just die to Earthquake. Yeah, this seems over. No way of winning it, really. Roost, it does, okay, so never mind, it does have Roost. But still, it's so over. Toxic finally comes out into play on Muma's side. Nothing much to be done here. You just gotta stall it out, I guess. Succumbs to the poison. Gholdengo cannot break through. I don't know why I sound so depressed right now. We will see the KO onto the Gholdengo now, leaving this as a 2-1 win for Mumath and the Redstoners. Okay. I'm hoping that this recording isn't too long now. I hope it isn't. Either way, it was very nice to see you all out here now. We will be back for week 2 whenever I become available again for a recording, which should be relatively soon. There's nothing in my schedule which really blocked it, but either way, we will see you again shortly for another 3 matches for week 2. Oh, by the way, the week 2 matches, I will just mention this one time. Week 2 features Escapegoats versus Hermits of the Desert, Watts Lab Rats versus End Islanders, and the Redstoners versus the Tree Captivators. Games will be finished on May 11th, so make sure you are there for that, and I'll see you soon.